Council of Australia say the move will put vulnerable families at risk. For more on this now, I'm joined from Brisbane by the newly minted Assistant Minister to the Attorney-General, Senator Amanda Stoker. Senator Stoker, Assistant Minister, I should call you now. Great to have you on the show. This is something, you know, you're an MP, I've worked in an MP's office. I don't think there was a day that went past without someone, and it's not just women, it's men, it's grandparents, people interacting with the family court system claimed it was dysfunctional, it needed to sort of be rebuilt. You come out of the legal world before you went into politics. Practically speaking, take us through what this merger will mean for families.
Hi, Peter. You're quite right. It's the almost universal feedback of people who are having any contact with the political system that the main source of the complaints they get to their offices is problems with the human experience of dealing with the family law system. And so it's really important this doesn't languish in the too hard basket. We can't ever really turn a situation where two people who once loved each other and now don't from delirious bliss and now to something much sadder back to happiness. But what we can do and must do is make sure that people are safe, that they can get to a resolution that allows them to move on with their lives practically, and that they can do so in a reasonable time for a reasonable price. It's not good enough to just say it's too hard, and these reforms represent the first step, and there are a few needed, the first step towards being able to make the changes necessary to whip it into shape. Okay,
well, tell me again, break it down. What will people see now interacting with the system that they didn't see beforehand? What's the changes mean?
They will have a single point of entry into the family law system. Under the old system, you could have gone to the Federal Circuit Court, you could have gone to the Family Court, and even worse, you could find yourself bouncing between those courts and fighting about which court you belonged in, rather than just getting on with things. And of course, all of that costs time and money. You won't have that anymore. There's a single way to start and move on with your family law case. That makes it simpler and easier for people to understand. There'll be a single set of rules to operate in the court, and that means, again, it's going to be less expensive for people to be able to navigate through the system, make it easy to understand, particularly for people who might have to do it self-represented. It means that we're going to have judges hearing appeals who also hear trials. And that's good because it means they have relevant experience of how things work. It keeps them connected to the kinds of cases that are coming through the court. And importantly, it means that resources are going to be used more efficiently. That again means cheaper resolution of disputes for people who are using the system. It means better bang for the buck for the taxpayer, and it means people can move on with their lives faster. And all of that matters to people's quality of lives.
One of the biggest complaints, yes, they're expensive, but by God, all lawyers are expensive. One of the biggest complaints tended to, in my view, be that it just takes so long. You know, once people have made the decision to split, particularly if there are children involved and there's property to be distributed, once they get past that initial decision that that's where they're headed, they want it resolved because they want to be able to move on. So are we going to see faster resolution here?
There'll certainly be a faster resolution of cases arising from the greater efficiency that we get out of the courts as a consequence of these changes. But we shouldn't take that in isolation. The Morrison government has also supported other tools and other processes that can help people get to a resolution faster. We've invested in mediation to help people reach a negotiated or a discussed resolution of their way forward without having to go to court. We've also invested in what's called Amica, which is an online tool that allows people who think they can sort this out in a relatively amicable way to do it basically online and make a plan for moving forward in relation to property division and the management of children in a way that can be registered with the court without ever having to go near one. So we're providing a whole lot of different tools that can help people get a better experience from this hard time of life.
All right, I think it's overdue. Congratulations on you. Last week, was it, that you took this through the Senate? It might have been finished off this week, but congratulations, well done on that.